Hello students, how are you all? Hope you are safe at home. Today we are going to learn a very first chapter of history, that is, what is history. Let us first understand what is history. When we talk about history, what comes to your mind? We go in our past and try to recollect historical things happen around us. We can describe history as below. History is the study of past events. We come to know what happened in our past by looking at things from the past, including sources like books, newspaper, and letters. For example, in 4th standard, we studied life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his empire. Now, I will take you through some of the historical events which will help you to understand the topic well. Students, what do you see on your screen? You all know this well. It is the Taj Mahal, wonder of the world. It was built by Shah Jahan as a memory to his wife. Today, it is listed as one of the 7 wonders of the world. It is a historical event. Now, I will show you the another example of historical event. Shivaji Maharaj killed Afzal Khan. Likewise, there are many more historical events happen in the past. We call them historical events because they happen in the past. Dear students, this lesson is mainly divided into 4 important points. First, history, a science that tells us about events in the past. Second, the scientific method of history. Third, history and us. Fourth, the past and the future. Let us understand each point in detail. The first point is history, a science that tells us about events in the past. In this, we are going to study about the term time and its various descriptions. Last year, in Standard 4, we studied the life of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his mission of establishing Swaraj. The time before the birth of Shivaji Maharaj was about 400 years before now, or in the other words, the time 400 years ago. Here, we describe time as 400 years before now or the time 400 years ago. Students, what are the words we use to describe time? We use words like now, last year, some time ago, etc. etc. For example, you all are now attending history lecture. Here, we describe word now to indicate time. The other example is you were in standard 4th last year. Here, last year indicate time. For convenience, we divide time in different ways. We use word like now, some time ago, after some time, or today, yesterday, tomorrow, or this year, next year, etc. When we use these words, we actually measuring time in our mind. So students, the time that has already gone by is the past. The time that we are now is the present. The time that is yet to come is the future. Let us understand different terms of time which describe present, past and future. For example, the terms now, this year and today indicate present. Some time ago, yesterday and last year are terms indicate the past. After some time, tomorrow and next year are words that indicate the future. Students, in our day-to-day life, we use these words to describe present, past or future. Students, now I will explain you the correlation of past, present and future with the help of an example. If you are 10 years old today, it means that the events of your birth happened 10 years ago in the past. You can see the first picture, the childhood photo, which describes your past. The middle picture describes your present, where you are 10 years old. Similarly, after 10 years from now, you will be 20 years old, which is your future. The time gone by between today and the day of your birth is your past. Students, we have completed the first point, that is history, a science that tells us about events in the past. We are now going to study the second point, the scientific method of history. History and science are correlated with each other because the historical evidence such as copper plates, structures are first tested in experiments and the same can be repeated anywhere, anytime. You can see the definition of scientific method on your screen. The method of using a number of different tests to determine whether the evidence reliable is called the scientific method. There are many things that happen since our birth that we may not know about. We get to know them either from our parents, grandparents, or others. However, when different people tell us about the same event, we find difference in their narrations. It makes us wonder which one is right. Hence, to get the correct answer, help is taken from science. That is why history is considered to be scientific discipline. In other words, history is not written solely in the basis of imagination. It is first proved with the help of science. Now, we will study the sources of history. The sources of history has three types: material sources, written sources, oral sources. We will now see some of the objects which fall under either material sources, written sources, or oral sources. Ancient objects, structures, sculptures, pots, coins, inscriptions, copper plates, books, manuscripts, traditional stories, traditional songs are remembered over many generations and they are called sources of history. Hope you have understood the 2 points. Now let us move ahead and learn the third point, which is history and us. Dear students, you can see the picture where individual or collective actions of human beings have different results. The first part of the picture is unfavorable for the progress of society and the second picture is favorable one. Let me explain you with the help of an example. If the people of village work together and help one another, the village makes good progress. You can see on your screen where people of village gather and discuss the issue together. Here, what we learn is working together drives positive result. On the other hand, if the people cannot come together, it puts obstacle in the way of its development. That is exactly you can see on your screen. In short, history teaches us what is good and what is not good for a society. History thus provides us with guidelines about how we should behave today in order to shape a good future. By telling us the life stories of great people such as Shivaji Maharaj, Mahatma Gandhi, history also serves to inspire and to motivate us. Students, every village, city, district, state and country has its own history. Similarly, the earth, its mountains, water bodies, the animal world, mankind, all have their own history. Students, so far we have completed 3 important points of history. Now, we will study the fourth and the last point of this topic, the past and the future. The past, present, and future are linked by a continued chain of events. I will explain you the same with 2 examples. First example, the Indian people fought against the British government to get independence. This is a historical action. As a result, India became independent nation on 15th August 1947. So, we can say that independence was a consequence of an action. That is, Indian people struggle for independence. So, from this what we understand is, the events of today are linked with past actions. In other words, future depends on past events. Second example, we all know that man began to make tools from material available in nature, that he learned how to make use of fire, and that he invented the wheel. The next generations added to this development process. Technology developed further hand in hand with the physical and intellectual development of man. You can see the developments in wheel over the period of time. Now, I am giving you one activity. Activity is collect information and pictures of the historical structures and ancient religious places in your village, city, neighboring area. Thank you students. Have a nice day.